Hello, everyone, and welcome to August 5th, 2025. This is the World Session. Today, we're going to do the impact of EMF, electricity, Wi Fi signals, all of that kind of stuff on the cranium, the pressure in the brain, water, the balance of blood, water, matter within the head, the skull itself, and all of that external force, and also what is going on inside and how does that affect the brain. We're really focusing this agenda on the brain. So even as I'm talking about this, I can already feel a lot of pressure going on around the eyes. And by the way, I needed my glasses when I started. So as soon as I started focusing on this, I can see. I can see you all, whereas I couldn't see before. So I put the glasses on. So excellent. So we're focusing on that, the pressure, the fluids in the brain, the impact of EMF, electricity, and Wi-Fi. Right? We've got all these the cell signal. We got 4G, 5G around the world. Right? We used to have 3G. I don't know if that counts anymore, but we'll put it in case there's some areas that still work with 3G, and looking the impact of the liquid. We're doing it to liquid. So why don't you just feel into all the liquid in your brain? There's neurotransmitters. We've got water. We've got fat. Everything ultimately comes down to liquid in your brain. Now, as I focus on that, the pain is massive. I feel like someone's shoving their hand into my brain. And one of the reasons is something I haven't said out loud, and it's causing anxiety right now. The When we get down to the geometry of the body, the sacred geometry, we could say that we're all liquid crystal. And that liquid crystal can get super sluggish and also programmed by the electricity, the charge, the waves, the EMF, and how it affects the the form of the liquid crystal. And when the crystal solidifies, which we don't want it to do, we want it to remain liquid and flowing. We don't want it to crystallize. It's really fascinating. So these are things that I've seen in my life over time. I see things and people will tell me that doesn't exist in science, Terryann. It's not real. Uh, you don't know what you're talking about. Let's just put that aside for a moment because over the years, many of the things I've seen get discovered. And I'm sure a lot of you have had the same experience that you've intuited something, your vision of something, just like sci-fi writers, right? They see what's going to happen in the future. Now we see it's happening. So many different things. We're gonna have flying cars soon. We're gonna have all these automated cars where we can just call a taxi and get into the car, and there'll be no driver. We're gonna be in a place where nobody's gonna be driving. There'll be no gas-powered cars. It's just so crazy how quickly we're moving into the future. So we need our body to catch up and vibrate at some of these levels so that we're not left behind, nor is the body aging. So I didn't expect this to come up, but it is definitely coming up where we're doing some anti-aging through the liquid crystal. And there's a lot of anxiety to this. I'm just seeing a few other things that are kind of pulling at that anxiety. So the liquid crystal feels like when it solidifies, it can also be part of what becomes arthritic. So I don't know if anybody's ever explained that, but it feels so valid that my liquid crystal becomes solid and it becomes arthritic, and it can cause all kinds of different problems in the body. You might feel areas right now where you feel pain, ache, pull, you're drawn to. That could be the area where your liquid crystal is solidifying. So I'm just going to touch the areas. Well, I've got a lot of areas that this is, you can touch them in yourself where you're feeling this liquid crystals kind of solidifying. You want the piezoelectric effect of your hands, so it's not going to be as good to touch the surface of your clothing. You're better off to go underneath and get to your skin so that the fingers and the skin are going to meet up with whatever's bugging you. If you've got it in your back, I know it's going to be hard to touch, but try your best to get it to the back. Go down your legs. A lot of people have knee issues. Move around your knees, move around your hips, pelvic basin, yeah, do your organs, whatever it is that is drawing your attention. So obviously everything's drawing my attention. Let me do ears. I'm going to go right in my ears too. I want to get everything moving, juiced up to rejuvenate. We want to be younger. We want to be get the metabolic function of the cells, get our in combination with that are all of our thoughts. So there's somebody on here I was talking to today and just looking at how we start to over analyze. There's nothing wrong with analysis in a certain context, but observing is a lot better for you. You could say, why is something occurring and figure out why it's occurring. But when it's combined with a lot of analysis and self judgment and something's wrong, that's not going to be good. Why is, oh, well, why am I feeling tired today? Well, if I look back, usually it's 3 days, by the way, look back 3 days, see what you've been doing, see what's been going on. It might not be those 3 days. Let's say I'm feeling super exhausted yesterday and today. And I was like, why? And then I went, wait a minute. I haven't recovered from a month of running to the hospital to take care of my dad. Then he goes home and I go get triple gum surgeries, triple mouth surgery. And then I'm running around all weekend. And Monday comes along when I'm supposed to start my work week. And I'm like, oh my God. I was so happy when the electricity went off. I could reschedule everything. So it was really nice. But I'm still feeling it 2 days. So you could look 3 days, see what you were doing. And that's what I did. I said 3 days, looked back. I was doing great. What's wrong with me? And then I went, wait a minute, but you did have surgery and you didn't really rest. So you'll be able to trace things really quickly. So you're not stuck in what is wrong with me. That's one track. You might not relate to it. That's fine. But I think most of us do that kind of thing unless you're super narcissistic and you think nothing's wrong with you. It's everybody else. That's fine too. You can start figuring out your way of doing it. But right now we're dealing with those of us who um, kind of look and go, there's something wrong. I got to figure it out. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's one. So just breathe. We'll start to work through those bits and pieces that can be tied up in the nervous system that when EMF, when different things come in and affect the electrons, and it's affecting how our brain and nervous system functions, we can start to repeat the same pattern. And I don't know if you're like me, but I can't stand it when I repeat the same pattern and I hear myself talking about myself in the same old way and I can't get out of it. It's just annoying me. Then I got to go, okay, hold up. Let's just stop. Let's just stop analyzing. Let's just stop criticizing. Maybe drink some water. Maybe go for a walk. Just stop. Then also go for treatments. Of course, we do that too. And just observe. It's so important to just observe and have that awareness. Some people think self-awareness is analyzing themselves. Usually I find when people tell me they've analyzed themselves and they start talking about who they think they are, usually they're dead wrong because who they are is somebody who's analyzing themselves and they never say that. You're constantly talking about yourself and analyzing yourself, and that's your behavior, but they're criticizing all these other behaviors when it's really the analysis that creates the problem. That's just one example. There could be many others. Let me try and think of something else. Um, yeah, thinking something is wrong is a big one. It really, really ends up being super annoying. Um, Let me just go back. I'm just going to track back to the brain where the crystal was. We want to do something wrong analysis, and then we want to do active memory, where we're going to go both ways, where we go excess emotion or too little emotion. I don't know if there can be too little emotion, but no, there can't be. It's got to be the repression of the emotion, or the denial of the emotion, or the criticism of the emotion. Okay, so that's going to be a big active memory that slows down the nervous system, that doesn't allow the liquid crystal to move, and is impacted by whatever waves are going through, whether it's electricity, whether it's Wi Fi, whether it's electromagnetic frequency coming off all of that. Um, it's really interesting because I started this whole session with the computer flashing. It's been flashing quite a bit. And now that we're balancing the EMF, nothing has flashed this whole time I've been talking. So cool. We'll see whether moving something after. Let me move a window and see how well the computer's doing. I'm moving windows, I'm clicking things, and no flashing. All right. I was really wondering about that, and I completely forgot about it till I went, hey, the computer's doing well. We're doing fine. So it's not just the impact on you, but it's how that impact is going to start having a biofeedback with your electronics as well. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Uh, there's a little bit of nausea now. I feel like the stomach has to assimilate it all and figure out how to, um, let's say, reject. It would be the best. It's got to be reject. Uterus, metaphorical uterus for men. Men are more disagreeable, so they can reject a little bit more readily. So we could help that out. For those men who are more feminine, we're going to have to use the kind of um, metaphor of the divine feminine and the uterine message of let's reject, because the uterus has the consciousness of rejection. We're going to bring that to the stomach because that's where I'm feeling this nausea, and the stomach is going to beautifully start really, really breaking down what comes in to be elicited and rejected from the body, and what and sorting it well through the small intestine so that the yeah, it's going in the back now, so that it's clearing out what we don't need. So there's a lot going on as that clearing. There's throat chakras coming in. The back of the second chakra is just gorgeous. The color of it is just red with some very, very beautiful blue in there that's spinning around. It's really, really gorgeous. I'm hypnotized by the colors, and it's slowing down, vibrating, pulsing, then spinning, slowing down, vibrating, pulsing, then spinning. And that's clearing the nausea. And the big thing that I kind of like to see is like the grounding wire of a plug in the socket. We've got the two prongs, and then we've got the third prong that grounds. So we need to get our third prong grounding wire coming through the perineum right at CV1 through that root chakra. Just you might even feel it right now as it comes through there. So between scrotum and anus for men, between the vagina and the anus for women, boy, just feel that energy drawing down, just really grounding all this. I can even feel that I'm getting finally a little bit of relief here. There's still more, but if you imagine that, even imagine when you're walking, imagine this cord coming through, because your pranic tube is one hand above the head, one hand below, when you're measuring from the perineum, and the tube is what's bringing in your life force energy. You've got kundalini, and you've got your crown chakra, root chakra, and just this midline area that we can really help the sky, father sky, if you want to call it, the um use, let's say, we don't want to I don't want a lightning rod there. We'd like the lightning rod to be apart from us, so we could imagine a lightning rod outside of us, and then the best energy comes through, and then whatever static decides to come in that we can't keep out, we're going to ground it. There's a third way we're going to do this. So there's a thing that happens in the body. If you like, why would we not just use machines all the time to do energy healing? Well, one of the reasons is most machines have a particular frequency. And when the body receives a particular frequency for a prolonged period of time, it just finally shuts down. So things like body talk and energy healing, we're able to adjust that frequency when we're working with someone, so that it's not just the same energy going into the individual and just shutting it down. It becomes moot. Okay. So what we're going to do here is optimize the capacity for our energy, our aura, the bodies, and then into the cell and down to the quantum of the cell, right? Even to 0 point. We'll go right down and allow the body to say, I'm not going to accept the frequency that is detrimental. So detrimental frequencies, harmful frequencies, we're going to block out. I'm going to do something else, which I'm not going to tell you about, but it's an energy that will burn those frequencies or reject them. We don't want them to go out to anyone else, but I could send it to my computer. I could send it to, back into the storage of electricity that's in our wires, etc. So rejecting it to go to where it belongs. If you have a grounding mount, like I have a grounding wire under here, so I can send it there for grounding, and then also using feet, wood, and if you do have something like a crystal that you use to ground, I have a wonderful friend who send me some shungite, and those are really great to balance those energies. Jasper works really nicely as well, just to really help ground that. Yeah, just touching the crystal, I already feel like. Now I'm careful with quartz, and because they're very high consciousness. Now it doesn't mean the other ones aren't, but this one is a consciousness of, I always find it's really sensitive. So if I'm going to keep sending electrical energy, I'd be worried. I want to be cautious that I'm not going to crack it. So many, many years ago, I had a crystal like this. It was really, really gorgeous, thinner than this and beautiful. And I used this to work with people. And one day I picked it up, and this is like 10, 15 years ago. And I was working with someone, and I could feel the crystal going, I don't want to anymore. I'm done. Stop using me. And what I did was something so bad. I said, I'm crying because I just feel so bad. I did this. I said, one more person and then I'll stop. So I said, just one more person. And I put the crystal on the shelf, turned around, it was cracked in half. I just felt so bad that I had said one more person, but it also tells me how we treat ourselves, that I would do that to the crystal. And that's how I would treat myself. Someone else, I would go, you've got to relax. You got to take it easy. But myself and things that I work with, no, I'm going to push. I'm going to say, go, go, go. Now, if I can do it, you can do it. Right. But I would never do that to a client. So that hypocritical thing that I'm sure a lot of you, people who do treatment like I do, you can relate to. Um, do as I say, don't do as I do. So we're really learning, right? Heal thyself. We're learning all the time. No matter how many times we say, you got to take care of yourself, you got to take care of yourself. Um, I don't do it. And it's been an interesting journey this month because I was taking care of my dad for like 5 weeks. And um, well, when it was over, he said, okay, it's over. I'm back home. Take care of yourself. And I got home and I went, I don't even know how. I know if it's somebody else, I know what to do, but I don't even know how. So I said, okay, every day you're just going to take care of yourself. I didn't do a very good job because I'm still really tired. So I didn't do a good job. So, yes, healer, heal thyself. So, why I'm saying this is I've got a lot of healers on here that are listening. And I've got a lot of people who I work with who also do healing. We really need to bring this into awareness. Now, for moms that are out there, dads who take care of their kids too, this is a good message as well. All right. So there we go. I hope that all of our headaches disappear. Mine's not gone yet, but maybe it's an ongoing need to keep working with this energy, because definitely, I mean, I'm just sitting here with two screens, lights, camera, speakers, phone. There's another computer in the corner. I can't imagine what this is doing to the body mind. So at least if we could do little bits, and maybe a nice reminder that we do this a little bit more often, just try and do that. And also to keep us young. All right, my loves. Thank you so much. Have a great week and see you next week. Bye.